Good day everybody, RagingRaptor here, and I welcome you to a new video of the 1.5.1 test server. And today we are going to have a look at the TYPE-61, draw a conclusion and give feedback about this tank. Don't forget, this is the first iteration of the 1.5.1 test server, meaning there could be still some changes coming towards the game. So it could even be that some of my arguments will be invalid later on at a later date or later everywhere. So please keep that in mind. Please know this was made before test servers iteration 2 was out, so we do not know exactly what happened. Good? Good. Before we start, I played around 6 to 10 games, depending, I wasn't entirely sure, the season statistics kind of went away. And yes, TYPE-61. If I have to say something, or if I have to wrap everything up in one word, I have to say, I'm not confused, but I am, okay, 2 words, pleasantly surprised. 2 words, yeah. I absolutely like the changes they did to the TYPE-61. There is nothing else to say. They made this tank, in my personal opinion, a really, really cool tank to play. The only real drawbacks is the gun, which is slightly inaccurate, but that's it. I really dig those changes. And during my testing phase, I actually performed better in the TYPE-61 than I did in the STB1. And I'm going to talk about this at a later stage in the video because I am pretty sure I can 100% nail why exactly this is so. But now let's have a look at what exactly changed between those two tanks. Here we have the TYPE-61 from the current server, and here the TYPE-61 from the test server. Here would be all the changes, but then again it's a little bit annoying to look at them as well, so I'm just keeping them at my side, and we're going to scroll slightly down so my beautiful face is not in the way. No, the first thing and the biggest changes, it lost APCR, it gained AP, and it now has a 360 alpha gun, which is equivalent to something like the Progetto 65 and the standard B half. But you can already see from those numbers that there was a change, a big change in DPM. You've gained 307 DPM more, which is pretty darn decent. Means basically you got an additional shot per minute, almost an additional shot per minute. For that, you also got a better rate of fire and the reload time, going down from 9.59 to 7.86, or with my crew using tank gun rammer, no vents, brothers in arms, and some good old onigiri, we get a reload time of 6.63 seconds and a DPM of 3260. Youch. Just say it like that. The aim time was also made better from 2.21 to 2.1 seconds. You lost in accuracy, to be precise 0.01, but you've gained in accuracy during movement and during turret traverse. And by gosh, this feels absolutely amazing. Like, it is so good how more precise this tank is during drive, and the gun feels incredible snappy to use. Like, it genuinely feels great. It genuinely feels absolutely great, and I dig this change to the gun. It makes it a lot more convenient to use. Yes, the shell velocity is worse. Yes, you need to aim better. Yes, you lost penetration over 500 meters. On 500 meters, you have 232 millimeters penetration. Yet you still have your 330 millimeter heat. So for distance, you still have heat, which makes no problem aiming or hitting heavily armored vehicles because you have such a good penetration rate still. Just before I forget something, just want to quickly have a look at something else. And yes, that's exactly what I had a problem with. Here, I'm just going to quickly put in STB1 because that's interesting. The STB1 right now on the 1.5.1 public test server has a 0.13 turret accuracy, while the TYPE-61 has a 0.11 turret accuracy. And this is one of the points why I think I performed a lot better with the TYPE-61 than I did with the SDB1. Ctrl+T plus, yes, the DPM is a lot worse, but still, we're going to talk about this in just a minute. So, what do we have else? You lost mobility. You lost 2.6 kilometers per hour top speed, but gained 3 kilometers per hour in reverse. And I dig that change. Those 2.6 kilometers per hour change are marginal at best. You don't really will feel them. But the reverse speed makes it tackier to get back into cover and be in cover quicker. Plus, you now have a 750 horsepower engine bumping up your power to weight ratio to 21.43. And wow. It feels amazing to drive up hills with this tank. It feels that the acceleration of this tank is so snappy. It feels very, very, very convenient and fun to play. Plus, you get a better tank traverse, but as far as I know, the turret traverse, okay, stayed the same. Gun elevation and so on, stay the same, so there is no big deal. What might be a big deal, however, is the whole armor got changed tiny touch, and the turret armor got changed by 15 millimeters, but that change is actually misleading, my dear friends and viewers. Let's have a look at the damage model of those two tanks, if they load it in just a second. And, no, my face is totally not in the way. So, the biggest changes, and that caught me off guard when I was playing against the TYPE-61 is, here, the old one. Here, old TYPE-61, gun mantlet, 124 millimeters thick. Laughable at best. Whoa! 230? Exactly, that's the difference which caught me off guard. Because they said, yeah, it got thicker by 50 millimeters, that's it. But no, that's actually not. It got doubled in thickness almost. And yes, the gun mantlet is still on some parts still rather weak, depending where you're aiming at and depending where you have a chance to hit. But still, this big gun mantlet, which got thicker by double basically, makes this tank so much more convenient to play in hold down positions. This plate, however, is still pretty weak as it is with this tank, but as soon as you get a slightly more away again, the armor gets a lot thicker. The side of the turret, as you can see, also got buffed from 60 to 80 millimeters, even up here. Not a big change. The cupola is still big, still is at 65 rather than 45 millimeters armor. And the upper front plate is 55, this is 45, and here we have 55 and 35. Just to keep this or put this into perspective, the changes to this side armor makes a huge difference in my opinion. Because everything, when we have 35 millimeters on the old model, 35 times 3 gives us 105 millimeters of caliber we need or have higher to overmatch those plates over here. Meaning, every single gun above 105 millimeters, which is shooting AP or APCR, AP is better, will have overmatch on these plates and will easily penetrate them. Right now we have 45, meaning 45 times 3 gives us a caliber of 135. Basically every single small caliber guns have no auto-pen anymore, or no, excuse me, overmatch anymore. Yes, the armor plates are still weak, but if you get lucky, you can still bounce something with that. And the side armor got buffed from 30 to 45 millimeters, meaning that this plate can be penetrated everything above 90 millimeters, while this, however, right now will be anything above 145. So in theory, you could actually try to troll your enemies and side scrape with this tank. It's not obviously it's not recommended, but this small change helped a lot because it can negate a lot of troll bounces which could easily lead to your destruction. And one thing which I also want to point out is those 10 degrees of gun depression almost all around the vehicle. Oh my days, they feel good. Like, they feel good. And that's the second point I want to talk about. The SDB1 feels a lot less convenient to play than the TYPE-61. Yes, you have worse DPM by around 400 to 500. Yes, it is worse, but you are a little bit slower, you have a worse turret. Your gun actually is more accurate on the move, or rather on the turret traverse, which is important. Plus, you don't have to fight against a weird mechanic, which doesn't really help you out. So overall, I have to say I'm completely happy with the changes of the TYPE-61, and I do consider, if the tank comes like this to the live server, rebuying this tank and playing it as a fun tank. I will, right now, after the 6 to 10 games I've played, it feels really, really good and convenient to play, and I look forward to play this tank again. But now let's have a look at a gameplay of this tank. So here we are on the map D-Day, or rather Overlord, and we are in a 5-10 matchmaking, or rather +-1 matchmaking. It's not 5-10 to be precise, it's just that template of +-1. And as you already could see, we are speeding. The acceleration feels amazing. And again, I'm not missing those 2.6 kilometers per hour. Seriously, I don't miss them at all. And what you might also see is, well, how accurate the gun feels on the move. We're still at 40 kph, even though we are driving a little bit uphill. Now we're going back down a little bit. The only thing I at the moment had a little bit of trouble is hitting my shots on the move, because it's a little bit laggy on the server sometimes, and I'm still kind of bad to play against the STBs, and here we had a little bit of trouble because of gun elevation. But please do not forget, this tank has 6.6 seconds reload time with my crew. So now, one shot. Bam. He got detracked. We get oh, another shot in. I'm stupid because I was bad at aiming. He is spamming gold, obviously, because it's a test server, and awesome. He got detracked again. Wow. And goodbye, Bachatalion 25-ton AP. Seriously, this additional reload time with, additional shots per minute with a quick reload time makes this tank feel so much more convenient. Like, damn, it feels amazing. I love this change. And it's a little bit saddening because that's what I wanted to have with the Leopard 1. And I think this Conqueror gun carries AFK. Yet, we all know, let's murder this Sky Bacon, or Piggy, and make bacon out of it. Now we can keep on moving forward and see what we can do. There is an EBR. Once again, I'm too stupid to predict where he's going, and I missed my shot, obviously. Now, the only real drawback you might see already is the lack of shells. And this is the only thing which needs to be changed. Here he got sadly penetrated through the gun mantlet, but that's due to the fact that he is spamming gold. Now there is a TVP, so I decide to give a shot to him, and he got another neat shot into the gun mantlet, but again, he has enough penetration to penetrate. But against same tiered opponents or even lower tiered opponents, the gun mantlet has a surprising amount of, well, shots it can bounce. We already up 3 kills, we already have 2.8k damage, and once again, I just have the feeling of how amazing the gun feels, or the tank in general. It's more or less speedy, it has this amazing gun stabilization, and more or less amazing reload time. Again, those 6.6 seconds feel so freaking amazing. Like, I am amazingly happy. I understand that people are not happy because of the AP, which is slower obviously, and the lack of penetration over range, which is obvious as well. And they don't like the lower alpha, but I have to say, you gain more DPM, guys. You've gained more DPM. And it feels so freaking convenient to use. Again, the only thing which needs to be changed, in my opinion, is more shells. Other than that, this tank is perfect. Maybe even a little bit overperforming. So there could be ideas of maybe lowering the DPM, or maybe making the turret less accurate on the move. Right now you could see, yes, we have better DPM. Screw you, T10, we will just finish you off. Sadly, we did a low roll there to not finish off the Leopard 1, which obviously is one of the drawbacks, but who cares, guys? We are at 4 kills, 4,500 damage, and we have a killer baboon in our team. Maybe he's a friend of Skill for LTU, who knows? Here I'm doing a very, very stupid thing, but you could see that even though we bounced that shot, our accuracy still was there on the move. So we are going down, getting a nice shot into the side of the T30, finish the game off with 4.8k damage and 4 kills. Fuck. fun. Holy moly. I am very happy about this tank and how it feels. I even do consider that it might be a little bit too overpowered. Maybe. But I think that Lifestyle would be more capable of that, to actually say. But remembering when I played the TYPE-61, I always had this in mind of this sluggish tier 9 medium with no armor to speak of, with a meh accurate gun, but, well, a decent DPM. Now we have a better DPM with a less punchy gun, but which is more reliable. Even though it's less accurate, it's more reliable because you have better accuracy on the move, and I'm blown out of the water. I really enjoy this tank, and in conclusion, the only thing which needs to be buffed is the shell capacity. There are not enough shells in this tank. You could see right now we are having 11 shots left, and the game was pretty quick, to be honest. Oops, this was the wrong picture. I wanted to show you this one. It wasn't even an ace tanker, but it was a high caliber. 4.85k, 4,852 damage, 4 kills, 1,272 base damage, 21 shots, 18 hits, 16 pens, 530 damage sniped, 336 spotted, 4-minute game. Yeah. There is nothing else to say. Maybe push down the DPM a little bit. Because it, or maybe make the turret less accurate, because right now the STB1 has a worse turret accuracy, which again I do not understand why. It doesn't really make sense. I'm just going to put it up again. Yep. Here we go. This is STB1 1.5.1, and he has worse turret accuracy than the tier 9 vehicle. Maybe this is a mistake. Maybe they're going to change that. Maybe they're giving worse turret accuracy for the TYPE-61 to be in line with the STB1. But at the moment, I absolutely love the TYPE-61. That's it. Just give it more shells, and boom, you have an amazing tier 9 medium tank. An amazing skill-based tier 9 medium tank with somewhat turret arm, which can here and there bounce some things. What do you think about the TYPE-61? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked the video. Don't forget to leave a dislike if you didn't like the video. Let me know what I can do better. 370 PM more for basically bleeding, penetration on distance, and alpha. That's a decent fucking trade. Thank you so much for your attention, and goodbye.